All right, guys, I'm going to give you the keys for the defense for us to beat these Philadelphia Eagles. But before I do, don't forget to hit the like button, follow Boss Cowboy Sports, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So, number one, because of the fact that these Eagles do not have Jalen Hurts, I anticipate they're going to be extremely committed to establishing the run. When Jalen Hurts was the quarterback, they ran the ball twice for every one pass they threw. That's an overwhelming percentage. And this group is fourth in the NFL in terms of rushing. So, number one, they have one of the best offensive lines in the game, and we have to deal with that offensive line. They have Lane Johnson. On the inside, they have a young man by the name of Landon Dickerson who plays left guard. They have a great center. And listen, they have a very good right guard and left tackle. These are guys that you got to deal with. In particular, I'm concerned about the inside three, the center and the two guards, because those are the positions that are responsible for having the inside push and creating the inside running lanes, which would potentially be a weakness for the Cowboys because of the fact that, and I'm going to say it, it's going to shock a lot of you, we don't have LVE this week. And not having LVE last week actually hurt us some versus the Jacksonville Jags. And so now you're going to have Damone Clark fill in. That's why I think that it wouldn't hurt to put Jarrell Cox in some. Anthony Barr, he needs to step up and have a really, really good game. Everybody has to run downhill and tackle because they're going to try to run inside and establish the power run game versus the Cowboys in the midst of what happened last week to us and the fact that they don't have Jalen Hurts. So we have to deal with the inside in particular of that offensive line, and we're going to have some success some kind of way. Now, if I'm Dan Quinn, and I'm going to play Dan Quinn for a second, I'm going to play defensive coordinator. If I got to play against these guys, the strength and the push they got on us, I don't like. So I'm going to have to get some productivity out of some guys who didn't give me a lot of productivity the last time. With the injury to Hamilton, which is the defensive tackle that's really been an earth eater for us with the strained pectoral muscle, he'll be back in the playoffs. Man, that really hurts us, and not having LVE. So I got to figure out how to get a good game out of Quentin Bohanna. I need him to eat up space and not get pushed back. I got to get some productivity on the inside, and I got to get a big game out of Osa. I got to get Osa to slice and dice in there, make some tackles in the backfield, really hold up his gap integrity at the point of attack and not get pushed back off of the football. All right. I need him. I need him. I need him. I need him. So, I got to get really good productivity out of my defensive line, right? I got to get these guys going. And so to help them, one thing you might want to do is do stunts on the inside. That means that you slant these guys, because when you create movement and you slant these guys and you have them slant and loop, well, that keeps the offensive line from just teeing off on these guys. And it actually slows down the push of the offensive line. So that's one thing that you may have to do versus this team. And this is one of the games that I really agree with my comrade, Boss Cowboy, and that Dan Quinn needs to be smart. This is a game that I think that you do need to put Michael Parsons at linebacker some. I would not play him exclusively at the end position unless it is an obvious run situation, because we need him somewhere moving around and somewhere in the middle of that defense in order to help slow down some of these runs and to really help negate some of the gaps that could be opened up versus our defensive line. And number two that goes with that is Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is fifth in rushing in the NFL with over 1,100 yards rushing. He's the only guy in the league. He's averaging over 5 yards a tote, 5.2 yard average a carry, 0 fumbles. First round draft pick, or early second round draft pick from Penn State. He came a year after Saquon Barkley, the starting running back for the New York Giants. He's a good football player. He's a guy that you're going to have to stop, and he has some big playability. He's a guy that we got to keep our eye on, and we got to be ready and willing to tackle, keep gap integrity, and slow him down. So my last thing, number 3, my last person of interest that you need to keep an eye on this game is A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is a guy that has been really hot these last 4 weeks. He's had 100 yards receiving, or he scored in each of the last 4 games. So I suspect that the Eagles will do everything they can to keep him going. And with that, this is going to go back again to us being sound defensively. This is where Dan Quinn has to really pay attention to the matchups and the coverages. Not to mention they have Devontae Smith, which is not too shabby on the other side of A.J. Brown anyway, but A.J. Brown in particular has been pretty hot. So I'll be interested to see how we deal with him and how we address these concerns. So if we're smart and we handle business, we got this, but you got to be aware in particular of the inside run fits and inside run gaps, and you got to play that very well. We got to keep an eye out on Miles Sanders, one of the best young running backs in the NFL, and we have to keep A.J. Brown from going berserk this week. We do that, we gonna be in real good shape. So if you like content like this, follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. And until next time, see you.